Welcome to this explainer. For years, we've all been completely mesmerized by AI writing our emails or, generating pretty pictures on a screen. But July 16th, 2026, that is the exact day artificial intelligence officially grew legs and stepped right out of the cloud and into our actual physical reality. Today, we're breaking down the exact events, the absolutely massive financial movements, and the tech breakthroughs that finally grounded AI in the real world.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. First up, the silicon record. Then AI entering the physical world, sovereign AI, the AI pricing wall, and finally, global governance.
Section 1. The Silicon Record, Fueling Physical AI. Before AI can actually walk around, perceive things, or navigate our physical world, it needs an unprecedented hardware foundation to run on. And to build memory at this kind of massive scale, you need astronomical capital. Get this. On July 10th, SK Hynix raised a staggering $26.5 billion through an ADR listing on the NASDAQ, pricing at $149 per share. To put that into perspective, this is literally the largest foreign listing in U.S. market history. Investors were so incredibly hungry to fund the bedrock of this new era that the book was oversubscribed more than 7 times over. It easily crushed Alibaba's massive 2014 IPO.
So why the absolute feeding frenzy? Well, it's because SK Hynix completely dominates the high bandwidth memory market with a massive 60% share. This HBM is the absolute lifeblood for processing these complex AI tasks. They are literally supplying the essential fuel for the fire here. And investors know for a fact that whoever controls this foundational hardware layer completely controls the pace at which these physical systems can actually operate.
Section 2. AI enters the physical world. Nvidia's push.
This brings us to Tokyo and to a fundamental new concept that you really need to know: the world model. So a world model is essentially a system designed specifically to help robots and visual AI agents perceive and navigate their physical environments in real time. Take Nvidia's Cosmos 3 Edge, introduced by Jensen Huang in Tokyo. It allows a humanoid robot on a factory floor to instantly understand and interact with the physical space around it. Guys, this is no longer science fiction. We're talking about the active deployment of models that finally bridge the gap between digital processing and real-world action.
And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer scale we're dealing with. Nvidia knows they can't build out the physical world all by themselves. So Jensen Huang went to Tokyo and locked in this incredible coalition with Japanese industrial heavyweights. We are talking about deep strategic partnerships with Fujitsu, Hitachi, Kawasaki Heavy Industries, Fanuc, and Yaskawa Electric. These are the absolute titans of global manufacturing and automation. By tying their AI-powered world models to these established robotics giants, Nvidia is making sure their physical AI agents have massive immediate industrial scale right out of the gate.
Section 3. Sovereign AI, Japan's independence. Now, this robotics coalition ties into something much, much larger. Relying on foreign entities for your core AI infrastructure is suddenly being viewed exactly like relying on a foreign country for your power grid. It's a massive strategic vulnerability, and that is exactly why Japan is pushing Project No Yotra via SoftBank. It is a bold strategic bid for sovereign AI infrastructure. Basically, securing a nation's own independent physical computing power and AI capability is now viewed as a critical matter of national security and economic independence on the global stage.
Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 4, the AI pricing wall and economic friction. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the stark contrast in unit economics. As we pivot from the marvel of all these new physical capabilities to the actual software execution, we hit a massive economic brick wall. Grok 4.5 is completing agent tasks for just $2.49, but Anthropic's Fable 5, $11.80 for the exact same completed task. Imagine your company's cloud bill quintupling literally overnight just to keep the lights on. That is the pricing wall that these companies are slamming into right now. Because of this incredibly steep price difference, Anthropic has actually had to extend free access to Fable 5 until July 19th. And astonishingly, this is the 3rd time in just 5 weeks they've had to do this, playing direct defense against OpenAI's highly competitive GPT 5.6 Sol. Meanwhile, this economic friction is causing other key players to just build their own tools from scratch. For example, Cursor is now developing its own agent, codenamed Sand, to directly compete with Claude Cowork. The technology definitely works, but the economic viability of running these agents is currently causing some intense turbulence across the entire market. Section 5. Global Governance, Safety and Risks.
As we start combining all this massive capital with autonomous robots, the international community has essentially hit the emergency brake. They convened the UN Global Dialogue on AI Governance in Geneva on July 6th and 7th. And the gravity in this room is just palpable. This is an urgent international forum totally dedicated to establishing neutral, effective safety guidelines before these physically grounded systems become way too widespread to manage. It's no longer just about market share, right? It's about global stability.
So the crucial point of the entire summit was summarized perfectly by Yoshua Bengio, who is one of the literal founding fathers of modern AI. Addressing the assembly in Geneva, he delivered a very stark, impartial warning. He stated clearly that science cannot yet guarantee that the growing capabilities of AI will not lead to catastrophic harm, either on its own or through malicious users. This perfectly underscores the profound, unresolved scientific uncertainty we're facing as we rapidly transition AI from text on a screen to autonomous actors literally walking around our physical world. We have covered a massive amount of ground today. July 16th definitively marks the moment AI becomes grounded. I mean, we're watching $26.5 billion in new capital being deployed for the memory required to run this, and we're seeing functional world models integrated straight onto the assembly lines of the world's largest robotics manufacturers. The paradigm has completely shifted. The overarching question driving the future is no longer about what AI can say to us. It is entirely about how much it costs, both economically and in terms of risk, to finally let it act. Subscribe to AI Vanguard AI to stay at the cutting edge of industrial AI. If you found this synthesis valuable, please like, comment, and share.